Hello and welcome to another week of Tax Sale Starters tips and insights to help you become a better real estate investor with tax liens and tax deeds. This week, we're going to do something very different. Rather than hearing me do all of the talking, I'm going to bring in an expert to help answer some of these questions and the questions that was posed to us. And so the question that we have for this week is, how can an investor acquire a tax deed or tax lien without actually bidding at an auction? I'll answer that question as soon as we return. Okay, so today with me, I have Brian Seidensticker. He is the founder of Tax Sale Resources. He's been involved in tax liens and tax deeds for over 10 years. His organization does a really good job of providing data to all the institutional investors out there that are winning most of the bids. So he has a little bit of insight that can help us out. And for the next few weeks, I'm going to start bringing Brian on so he can answer these questions for us. So you're actually getting more information, not just from myself and my experience, but also from those who are creating the data for institutional investors and who also has been in the industry for a long time. So let's just get this question answered. Brian, thanks for joining us. So my question, Brian, that I need you to help answer and provide this information to our audience is, how can investors acquire a tax deed and lien without bidding at an auction?
Well, I guess there's two ways of doing it. Many areas you can buy it from the county directly. There's different names for it: county land bank, sheeted properties. That's list of lands available. That's what's in Florida. It really comes down to county-owned properties, and the easiest thing to do, I would say, is reaching out to the county you have interest in, getting in touch with the right person. That's key. Just because you don't get the answer you want from the first person you talk to is not a reason to give up. But in almost every county nationwide, there are properties that they own due to non-payment of taxes. The process will vary how it gets there, but the fact is that it gets there. Whether or not they sell it or not may differ, but the fact is it gets there, and just talking to them to see if they have any. And if they have any, do they sell them? And if they do, then figure out how to get that list of properties. Now, there are some that are much more open about it and call it over-the-counter deeds. And some of those we collect. Tax Sale Resources collects and makes those available. But there's certainly areas where they don't advertise them, we don't collect them, but the county still has something out there for sale. Land bank properties are probably the perfect example, which is popular in the Midwest, which are technically county-owned properties due to back taxes that they're now selling. So that's one way. The other way is tax lien investors. Typically, if you think of them as like a bank or a mortgage holder, just like banks, they end up owning some properties, which is REO. And if you know the institutional level investors, or in some cases the actual banks that buy the liens on a large scale, typically they'll have some of that REO that they want to sell. And so finding that REO and trying to buy that from those investors is another way to acquire those properties without actually having to attend the sale and participate in an auction environment.
Well, there you have it. There's the answer. Thank you, Brian, for answering that question for us. I look forward to having you come back and answer some more questions for us in little bite-sized pieces so our audience can learn and get more so they can be better investors. Again, always don't forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. We're going to try to help you become more affluent and more efficient at tax sale investing. So always come back and check out the videos. And don't forget to check out taxsalefinders.com, where you can get all of the data that you need to become efficient in investing today. You can get your lien list. You can find out what's in the auction. You can do the research on the deeds. You can pull up the properties. You can map them out. You can do everything. That's my go-to. So be sure to check that out. And as always, happy investing. We'll see you in the next video.